Hi, this is Van. Here we go with the final free lesson from runnersyoga.com. I hope you've enjoyed them and have found a way to apply the techniques to whatever program you're following. I've been fortunate to study with many wonderful teachers in many parts of the world over the years. Teachers who graciously shared their wisdom with me and then very patiently waited for me to understand it. Some of them are called masters, although that term has little meaning to most of them. And one in particular is so against such labels, he won't even let me tell you who he is. It will be your great fortune to find him, just as it was mine. I mention masters because I enticed you to try these free lessons with the title 6 Secrets to Becoming a Yoga Master. So just what is a master? Well, again, the wisest teachers I've had reject the label and point out that mastering anything is a never-ending process, not a state of being. But they've also taught me that the 6 principles we've covered in these lessons are central to that process, and that they hold a lifetime's worth of challenge for most of us. Which brings me to the other part of the title, learning to do yoga's most difficult pose. Yoga poses are called asanas. Scholars suggest there are over 1,000 of them. Scriptures claim as many as 8 million. So to someone who truly grasps what yoga is about, the idea that there would be one asana that is more difficult than any other is comical. Most difficult for whom? The person born with natural flexibility, strength, and balance? Or the person born with the genes for Parkinson's disease? The person living in a peaceful environment with enough wealth and free time to practice frequently? Or the single mother trying to raise a family in a war zone? If there is a most difficult challenge in yoga, it is to find yourself. And you do that not by collecting more poses than anyone else, or as David Swenson calls it, making an asana out of yourself. Not by being more flexible than anyone else in class. Not by having the best outfit. But by facing your weaknesses and strengths and challenging them both. The best way to do that is to go inside yourself and see what you find. And if there is one pose in yoga that contributes more to that journey than any other, it is the pose we traditionally do last. The pose is called Shavasana, and the goal is to do nothing, to think nothing, to plan nothing, to visualize nothing, aspire to nothing, just as Baba Ram Dass said, to be here now. In one way, Shavasana is the simplest of all poses. You just lie on your back, close your eyes, and let your body breathe however it wants to. But in this modern world filled with cell phones, text messages, double espressos, sales quotas, and mission statements, it can also be the most difficult. That's because the intellectual side of your brain, for most of us the left side, doesn't like it when you do nothing. It wants you to keep talking, keep moving, keep thinking, to get up and get back to your chores. Which is why I've seen so many yoga students over the years face their biggest challenge, lying in Shavasana, doing nothing. But you should always finish your yoga with at least a few minutes in this position. It allows your body to use all the increased circulation and oxygenation to heal and rejuvenate. And it can open the mind to some wonderful inspirations. So try to stay there at least until your pulse and breathing return to normal. If your mind feels restless, try sending your awareness to your navel for a few moments and notice the rise and fall of your belly with the breath. Or see if you can feel your pulse somewhere in the body and notice how it gets slower and softer as you relax. If you still feel restless, try counting your pulse or the movements of your belly. Or tune into the feel of the floor underneath you or the weight of your clothes on the front of your body. All of these mental exercises will help to quiet the intellectual side of your brain and allow the other side, the creative side, to open up to any important thoughts or ideas or images that might come through. When you're using the Runner's Yoga audio recording, you'll be talked through all of this, and there is a new recording on the way soon that will take you even deeper. But the point in Shavasana is to just let go. And also to reward your body for all the hard work it just did for you, to show it some compassion, to acknowledge that it is doing the best it can, and to recognize that with time and persistence, it will do much better. If you can do this, then you are on the path of the masters. You see, yoga is not about being physically flexible. In fact, I've often seen the stiffest students practicing the best yoga. They might not have been bending anywhere near as deeply as the other students in class, but they were focused, aware, in tune with and accepting of the tightness in their muscles. That is true yoga, a union of the mind and body, an awareness that will show benefits in many, many areas of your life. So there you have it. That's the last free lesson. I hope you've enjoyed them, and I hope you'll give the Complete Runners Yoga program a try. I'm sure you know by now how passionate I am about this approach. If you want to see how other people feel, maybe take a look at the testimonial page on the website. And whatever you decide, please have fun with your yoga. Do it when you can, and don't beat yourself up when you can't. It will always be there for you to come back to, just like any good friend. Don't hesitate to contact me if you have any questions. With every good wish, this is Van. Namaste.